Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started. One story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link. 5 years ago, the Power of We Symposium was created to provide a platform for kids from all sectors where they could have a safe and comfortable environment in which to share both their joys and concerns. The Power of We Symposium is proud to have served over 250 kids throughout Romania when we took our mission global back in May of 2023. Now, 2 teams of amazing volunteers from both the U.S. and Romania embarked on an 8-day Legacy of Hope tour, bringing encouragement and hope to not only the kids of Romania, but also the adults who support them, and also to over 100 kids here in the U.S. who contributed handwritten letters of hope to our Romania mission of 2023. Now, this year, we are proud to provide this opportunity yet again in October, and we are super excited to up our game. New venue, 750 kids this time, and we want to see you there. We're looking forward to meeting you in person at this year's event, which promises, as always, incredible speakers, amazing content, and of course, some of the greatest kids on the planet. So, mark your calendars for October 24th, and we'll see you here in Chicagoland for the Power of We Symposium 2024. This year's theme is Always Together, Never Alone. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite or at powerofwesymposium.com. I'll ring that bell every time there's some truth out on the table because I don't want you to miss it. I do not. So that's what that's all about. And at this point, welcome, won't you, my sidekick. She's been here all 8 years, Miss Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo. Did I show you guys what I got? A Lucy lunch pail for Christmas. Yes. So now I'm officially up to 72 artifacts honoring my bestie, Miss Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo. So I'm excited about that. Big show today. What's the date? Woo! The 17th. We are nearly finished with January already. How you hanging out? holding out during this polar vortex. It was 16 degrees below zero this past weekend when I was in Colorado Springs. And yesterday morning, when I started the show, it was 9 degrees below zero here in Chicagoland. I'm not sure what it is today because I'm staying my ass inside the house. That's what I'm doing. Whatever it's like in your neck of the woods, get out today and make a difference, won't you? David T. Fagan is here. Now, you know what happens when somebody puts a middle initial in the middle of both of their names on this show. We play the game, guess the middle name. And so T is David Fagan's middle initial. There's a book bundle and a gift card on the line today. So put your guesses in the comments. We're going to find out before the end of the show. My guess is Tyrone. I know what y'all thinking. That's a black name. Ain't nobody. I know a white guy named Tyrone, just to keep it clear. I do. Okay. I'm gonna be serious now. David. Oh, this is easy. Thomas. Of course. I'm writing mine down. I'm watching his face in the green room. He didn't give away anything. Usually they'll go like, or nope, he did. He just, okay, I see how you're playing a David T. Fagan. Tyrone. You better call Tyrone. Call him. Right. Anyway, you guys probably know this name. Oh, David Fagan and his group blessed us. Remember when we, well, of course you do. You just saw the thing when we went to Romania. We're in this magazine. This magazine. Well, it's easy because it's a double issue. There goes Lauren with the senior moments. Yes, blessed us through his connections with the LA Tribune magazine, and also Top Talent JV. I have a lot of friends that know all kinds of things and have been to tons of David's events. So he's here today to talk to us about some of their new programs. We're going to get into his trip to Africa, what he does with kids. That's what I love most about what David does. And I also saw they had some big awards gala not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, because who was it? Joy Willette Cooper called me. Are you going? I was like, going where? And she goes, to the gala. I was like, what gala? I didn't know about it. I'm just kidding. Okay. Well, now that I put it out there, I like awards. Do you like awards? Anyway, you guys, David Fagan's on the way. I hear him walking down the hall. Here he comes. Put your hearts on the screen. It's our digital way of saying we love you and we're glad you're here. Here he comes, David. David Timothy? No, I'm sticking with Tom. Okay, there. Okay, I'm just playing around. Hi, David. How are you?
Good. How's it going? Love the energy.
Good. I'm glad you're not at home because I was saying you guys need a decorator. That wall's so empty. So, but say hello, say good morning, everybody. Where are you at in the world?
I'm in Miami, Florida. We just finished the 8-day marketers cruise. Been meeting with clients here in Miami after off the ship. I'll be flying back to Arizona here this evening, tonight.
Marketers cruise. A lot of my clients go on that. Dr. Jan, I wonder if you were out there. You know James Dentley.
Of course. Yeah.
Was he there this time?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get seasick?
No. I owned a sailboat for 7 years. Kept it at Dana Point Harbor there in California. No, I flat out sail the small boats, the 32 footers. The big cruise liners, they're not going to get me sick.
Really? Oh, you got an ironclad stomach. That's what that is. Well, we're glad you're here. Listen, I'm not really big on bios because people don't listen when you say send a brief bio and it's like 4 pages long. So I like to give the guest a moment, personal moment with the audience, just to kick it, tell them what you want them to know, and just start your own vibe with everybody. And then I'll come back in and we'll officially get started. Sound okay?
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay, all you. Take it away.
Yeah, we have an organization called Top Talent Agency where we represent experts, all kinds of experts in 3 major areas: publishing, publicity, and production. So I'm a publisher, I'm a publicist, and I'm a producer. And a lot of people remember me from way back when as being the former CEO of Guerrilla Marketing. I joke around and say between me and J. Conrad Levinson, we sold 23 million books in 62 languages around the world. Obviously, he sold the majority of those. But we have a Beverly Hills PR firm, if you will, and worked on hundreds of books, shows, and we do anything and everything to help people not just raise their profile, but also change the world. Our favorite kind of expert is the kind of expert that really wants to make a difference, and that's what we specialize in.
We love that. Make a
Yeah.
difference. Make a difference. So let me ask you, because I'm not kidding you. I had to go back and change the promo yesterday because I was like, we're headed to sunny California. And then I was looking around in your stuff and I saw Phoenix. I was like, Phoenix? Why did I think you lived in Los Angeles? Because you do
Well, I
everything you
did for a
do.
long time. Yeah, well, we lived there for a long time. Yeah.
Oh, when did you move to Phoenix?
Oh, geez.
Long
Pretty much
time
right
ago.
before the world shut down. And I went back and forth, stay on my boat, houses in Arizona, went back and forth for a while. And then just when the world shut down, just stayed in Arizona.
You don't hear of too many people leaving the LA area that have been there and built their platinum Rolodex and everything. And, what made you leave and go to Arizona?
Well, I've lived there before. I've got a lot of family there. It was kind of based around family. My parents are there,
Mm.
things like that.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Now, your wife, you knew I was going to bring that up. Your wife, so beautiful. And I heard her singing too at the karaoke. I caught that.
Oh, okay.
And tell her I like the braids,
Okay.
by the way. Yeah, I've been all up inside your little social. I've been all up in there.
Okay.
And so how long have you been married?
Oh boy, you're going for the tough stuff here. All right, so this July it'll be 5 years.
Yay! Now you two work together. That's where I was headed with this,
Sure.
because I see her all over and all your stuff. What's that like? Working with the person that you spend the majority of your life with. Some people say they couldn't. They look forward to leaving the house to go to work, but you two seem to have an evenly yoked kind of thing going on. Talk about that.
Yeah. Well, we met on the set of a California cable TV show I used to do called The Hollywood Entrepreneur.
Mm.
And she's always had her own business. I've always had my own business. As we dated, we started kind of doing things together in business. And then when we got married, we continued to do things together. But, she really has her own thing and does really well. And our businesses work together. The outside world probably has no idea what company is what company and what project is what project. And that's by design. But no, we work very well together. She's a ton of fun. She's the life of the party. A lot of people see me on TV or stages and they just assume I'm some kind of extrovert, but I'm really not. I
Really?
love to speak and I love to be on camera, but when I'm done, I'm up in my hotel room getting room service. Isabel's the opposite. She's on karaoke. She's in the hot tub.
They're jamming.
She's networking. She's down wherever the party's at. She's creating the party. That's her.
Well, I love it, and I can't wait till the day comes when I get to meet her and
Yeah.
all of your team. I see you guys all over the place. You're constantly doing. I don't know how you do. Well, you're young, and you look really young. I'll put it this way. I remember the first time I saw you with one of your kids, because you celebrate your kids, and I love that about you. Just between the fence post and us, I really do. And I was like, I think you have a son that looks just like you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've got some kids. I have three daughters that live in Utah that are already out of the house. I have four kids out of the house now.
Wow.
But my oldest daughter's 26 and is about ready to have her fourth child.
Are you serious? You're a grandpa?
I'm a grandfather.
What do they call you, Papa?
They call me granddad.
Grand. Oh, I would have thought you would have opted for Papa or something.
No,
Those people
I'm a
that are
granddad.
aging gracefully. They don't you be giving away nothing. Don't when we go out, call me David. Right? You tell your grandkids to call you David. Okay. Grandpa.
Those little grandgirls, they calling me granddad. That's the cutest thing in the world. Just lights me up.
Is that just the best thing, David?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, you're so blessed. Oh, so
I just turned 47 in December.
You did?
47 in December.
Well, you look great. And that means, inching up to that 50 mark. When you cross over that, watch, everything shifts. I try to tell people, well, how can it not? You're now over the halfway point. You start realizing you most likely have more life behind you than you have in front of you. I mean, who plans for 100?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I do plan to be the black male Betty White.
Oh,
I
okay.
do. I'm trying to go
Yeah.
all the way to 100. And,
Yeah.
yeah, why
Yeah.
not? You know
Yeah.
why? Can I tell you why? Honestly, this is a serious thing because, having been in foster care and then it took, foster care coming out was like if you ever had a piece of toilet paper or something stuck on the bottom of your shoe, you don't want to touch it, but you trying to kick to get it off or scrape it off a gum or something, it won't come off. It took me decades to get that experience off of me. And so I didn't think I would even get to be 30 or 40 or 50. I thought I would not be alive. And now that I'm 61, almost 62 in July, now I started saying, well, shoot, I wonder if I can live to 100. So that's what happens when we live within our purpose.
Yeah.
It can turn everything. And I want to ask you, when you were, let's say, I'm going to pick a random number, 25, let's
Yeah.
say 25, that number's
Yeah.
coming up.
Yeah.
What was it you thought you were going to be when you grew up? Is it what you're doing or was it something totally germane?
No, I was really heavy in the banking business and real estate business.
Oh,
I owned. I was buying properties. Back then, I thought everything I touched turned to gold. If you remember those 2000s when we were all buying real estate, we're like, "Oh, this is easy." You
we
know,
gonna be rich, right?
yeah, we're rich. You know, yeah, so no, I thought I would be some kind of real estate mogul, some kind of empire banking, finance, real estate guy.
Mm. If you'd have followed that road, you might be running for president because you see
Yeah.
that's what those people do. So,
I worked at Wells Fargo Bank. I oversaw 9 different bank branches and had a real estate portfolio. And I used to put on events for the bank on investment properties and first time home buyer. I did a lot of speaking, a lot of events for the banks, a lot of training for the banks. But yeah, that's what I would have thought.
so when did you start transitioning into this work of service? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, David, because I didn't know you, or I didn't until it was time to get ready to. We were planning Romania,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
I just started all of a sudden seeing you everywhere. Divine.
Mm.
It was divine.
Mhm.
And I was like, wow, how do you do it? So I want to know this. What do you remember what it was that started the transition of you leaving the banking thing with kind of flat? Nothing against you bankers, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
compared to the work you do today, I mean, how did that transition take place?
Well, I mean, I've always been service, oriented, and I've always been, giving back, and we've supported a lot of organizations and had a lot of fun doing that. I think you're the same way in the sense that we don't put it all out there, so
Yeah.
I don't think that people don't really. Maybe they don't really know. I think my first big international trip was just 2011 when I had one of my clients take me to Bangladesh. And I ended up
Oh.
going to Bangladesh 2 or 3 different times, villages, finance forums, between probably 2011 and 2016. Bangladesh was really the place that I went to. And again, it was just I knew somebody who was from there, and he just gave me a lot of opportunities to serve. My first trip to Kenya was 2015. That was also a client that I helped do a book, and she wanted to take that book to Kenya, and she wanted me to come there and help her release it there. So I think
Mm.
my clients, instead of going out and creating something myself, I've really tried to find what other people are passionate about and support them, because it takes so much to get it up and get it going and keep it going. And I admire the people who do that. I have really loved finding people that have already figured out the area, figured out the people, figured out the politics,
Hmm.
and kind of stood on their shoulders and rode that wave and continued their movement.
I'm just, wow, that's amazing. And we're going to get into Kenya,
Yeah.
David Thomas. Uh-oh. Is that it?
No, that's not
It's
David.
not Thomas. Dang
You'll,
on it.
you'll never, you couldn't have picked a harder game. Nobody will ever get it. I'll put $1,000 on the line. I'll put $10,000 of free services. Like no one will ever get it. It's a very, very rare name. You would have to know me and know it. If
Good
somebody knows
Lord.
me out there,
Stop.
like,
You're scaring me.
no, if someone knows me really well, then they would know it. But I used to play this game, Lauren, in school, all through school. I would say, if you can guess my middle name.
Oh, so no wonder you were sitting there like, here we go.
Oh yeah, no. And what's even funnier, Lauren, is the reason why I added my middle initial is there's some other David Fagans out there.
I already know.
There's one David Fagan in particular who is a world famous sheep shearer. I kid you not.
A sheep shearer?
He shears sheep faster than anybody else in the world. And I had a syndicated radio show. I had a cable TV show. And I used to get on just like you, Lauren. I'd say, this is David Fagan, not the world champion sheep shearer, the other one. No, because if you just look up David Fagan, you're either going to find an attorney or a videos of a guy shearing sheep. I
can't wait to go see him.
He's from New Zealand. He lives in New Zealand. And he shears sheep in record time.
I've seen them do that, how they hold them. And next thing you know, it's a bald sheep. Just like that.
There you go.
I'd be wanting to meet him if I were you. I'm just saying. The sheep shearer. So listen. So before how do you feel about the name? Do you tell people, or is it like your own?
No, I don't. I feel
okay. What is it?
Great about the name. You wanna
no one's gonna guess it. I get to keep my gift card.
You want to reveal? You get to reveal it now. Okay, so I'm going to spell it for you first because it's going to be one of those kind of things. So I'm going to spell it for you and then I'll say it. Okay. It's TEANCUM.
Oh Lord.
Tiancum. The name is Tiancum.
Is that a biblical name?
Very close. Yeah, I mean he was let's say ancient Native American leader warrior.
Wow.
Yeah, my father was very kind of knew the stories. They're in some different kind of things that you could call scriptures, but yeah, he was a very patriotic warrior that more than one time had some feats of strategy and strength that were somewhat legendary, if you will.
Wow. So
that's the short version. That's the short version.
And I know you know everything about him because if I had that name, I would have to.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow. How interesting. Look at that, y'all. Ringing the bell. So, David, let's pivot over to some of the things you do to help people. Post-COVID has been a different kind of thing for everybody. New normal, take your pick. And a lot of people, it's a different world for businesses and for entrepreneurs, solopreneurs. Just completely different, I believe. And I know it is for me. A lot of people didn't know how to pivot. Things are different. Let's talk about the importance of what you do for people now, why they might want to consider where they didn't even care about it prior, pre-COVID. Why would a person maybe want to take a look at the PR piece and all of that now that we're on the other side of COVID? Because it's a whole different ball game now.
Yeah. Well, I don't think anybody wants to be the world's best kept secret. At least most people wouldn't want to if they're trying to change the world, right? I like to ask these three questions. It's my ICE acronym. It's changed a lot of lives and made people a lot of money. It's, would you make more money if you were more influential? Would you make more money if you had more credibility? Would you make more money if you got more exposure? I mean, if you answered yes to any one of those things, then you really want to get featured, right? You really want to be in the media, and most importantly, you want to be top of mind. People are thinking about what you do and the problem that you solve all the time. The question is, do they connect it to you, right?
Yeah.
And staying top of mind is really important. So we help people raise their profiles. We help increase people's authority. I like to say we help people become an icon in their industry. My original parent company is Icon Builder Media. I wrote a book called Cracking the Icon Code. I talk about, being that celebrity expert, not just an expert, but an expert with somewhat of a celebrity status, because those people, they attract followers, they attract funds, right? And when it comes time to solve a problem, education, world hunger, safety, peace, you need to have that movement behind you, and you can't create a movement all by yourself.
You're right. Okay, y'all, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. David, I want to talk about this because I deal with it, with Trajectory TV.
Yeah.
I'll get on discovery calls with people who
Yeah.
say, yeah, I want to have a TV show. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
I'm headed to this lane. How do you deal with, because everything you just said about the need is absolutely spot on. However,
Yeah.
there are those people who want that status who haven't done the work yet. Like
Yeah.
when somebody comes to me and they want a TV show, like, I want to be a star. They think I'm the next Oprah,
Yeah.
or that sort of thing. And you go looking, you're like, well, when did you decide this? Yesterday? I can't find anything, right? To back up your claim.
Yeah.
Talk about how does a person know? Because ego.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I bet you see a lot of people that like, just like on, American Idol, when they show those zonkers, those people who swear up and down they can sing.
Yeah.
And Lord knows they can't sing a lick, right? But you can't tell they really believe they don't know. I'm going to show them I can sing. They don't know talent when they see it. That kind of thing. What do you do to let somebody down easy? Or, you know what I'm saying? Talk about that ego piece.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely let people down somewhat easy. I used to let people down really easy. I don't know if I've gotten a little calloused. But I think some people just need to know this isn't for you. And when you tell somebody this isn't for you, one of two things happens. Either A, they go find something else, which is great, or B, they double down and they want to prove you wrong. And if there was ever a chance they were going to get it, well, we just gave them some more fuel.
There you go.
So, I'm not afraid to kind of hit them between the eyes in sort of a, fact-based way, sympathetically fact-based way. But no, look, you've got to have some expertise. We focus on people with talent, with expertise. We used to do more in the celebrity space in the Beverly Hills days. We still keep an office there because there's people that just don't travel outside of Hollywood or Beverly Hills. Yeah. But we've represented everyone from Paul Stanley of KISS to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I've had Eva Mendes at events. And some of these people are easier to work with than others. And there is a little bit of an X factor to talent that is a little bit outside what I focus on now. The expertise is like either you're an expert or you're not an expert. And I can tell if you have expertise or not pretty quick. Talent is a little bit subjective. Mm-hmm. And the best way to prove people wrong is to go out and do whatever you can on your own and create that audience. And I'll give you a really quick success story. There's a show called Pat McAfee. He is on ESPN. He started out with just a show of a bunch of goofballs talking sports, but he built such a massive following on YouTube and other places. Finally, ESPN came to him and said, we're going to give you, a show. We never would have hired you. We don't consider you a journalist. We don't consider you a broadcaster, but you proved us all wrong because everybody wants to listen to you talk about sports. So we're giving you a multi-million-dollar deal.
Wow.
Now, that's few and far between, but that is the other route to kind of prove people. Go out and do what you can on your own, create as much momentum as you can, and then see if people will kind of pick you up along the way.
Nice. So what about this? There are people who, let's talk about how important mindset is, because I know it just boggles me when I find someone who is so incredibly talented, so has a heart of service, and they don't believe they're a front person. Oh no, I couldn't, or this, then the other. And you're like, so let's talk about this. How often do you run into people who don't know when it's time to make that jump? To put themselves out there, because a lot of us are, a little ambivalent, a little afraid of. We have a fear of rejection, and to say, you know what I'm saying. So, How do you deal with people? What do you tell them? How do you encourage them to get past that?
Yeah. Well, let's compartmentalize this a little bit so that the advice will mean more. So let's set all the singing, acting, talent kind of to the side. Let's talk about entrepreneur talent. Let's talk about speakers and authors and experts. In the world of speakers and authors and experts, one thing that massively helps before you engage somebody like me is do you have proof of concept or a working business model? So there's three things to, one, do you have a product or service to sell? Two, are you selling that product or service for a profit? And three, are people so happy with that product or service that they're giving you referrals or they're giving you testimonials? If you have all three of those things, you've got proof of concept. You're ready for exposure, because in theory, the more exposure you get, the more leads you get, the more opportunities you get, the more clients you get. Now, specifically, let's tie it to a show. For a show, there's three major ways to make money off the show. One, paid guest appearances. Two, sponsors, advertisers. Three, product placement. So when we do shows with like Bloomberg TV, we're approved to do documentaries for Bloomberg TV. We're in the NASDAQ studio filming from time to time.
Oh, I saw you.
Yeah. So
with that doctor guy.
Yeah, that's one of our clients, Dr. Silver. Yeah. So when we do things like that, there's only so many ways to do it. So what I tell people is, who's going to go attract and enroll? And if you want to go old school, who's going to go market and sell? I like to say attract and enroll. It's a better emotional trigger. I want to create want. I want people to come to me. That to the side. Bottom line, someone's got to ring the cash register, right? So if it's not you, the talent, then you've got to hire somebody. Some people, they can learn how to attract and enroll and get sponsors and advertisers and, whatever. Some people, they're just never going to be good at that. So that means they're going to have to hire somebody. They're going to have to pay somebody, give someone a percentage of the pie, so to speak, to go out there and do that for you. Because without that, a show is always going to be somewhat limited. Your show here is amazing, by the way. Like, I love the production. I love the startup. I love, the segue, the video.
When the stuff works, we're on a new platform, Wave.
Yeah, this is great. This is great. I spend time teaching and coaching people and helping produce things. And like, you've nailed a lot of the things we tell people to do. Like, you've got it. Like, I'll tell people from here on out, hey, you want to see a well-produced show? Go check out Dr. Lauren's show. Like, look at what he's doing. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
I'll be gimping that out. You're going to see all kinds of Facebook ads. David FAGAN says, right,
that's right. If you want to see what this looks like, I don't know what he's doing over there. I don't know. And quite honestly, Lauren, that's kind of the secret. People should have no idea if you're sitting on a box in a garage or if you're in a massive studio with a staff of 10 to 20. They shouldn't know.
That's true.
And that's, I'm sitting here looking at your show. It's like, I don't know how Jose, the PA, and how many interns you have over there. And, I don't know what your executive producers are doing right now. I mean, I have no idea.
What's funny is you're absolutely right. Cause I've been doing it since day one. When I was on my phone, you guys remember, and used to tell me, move the phone away. We're counting your nostril hairs rather. And they would say things like, sit down. You're moving too much. I'm getting seasick. That kind of stuff way back 8 years ago. But even then I was doing what I did this morning with you. If you notice, you were backstage. I put in, good morning, David. Da. Dr. Harris will be with you momentarily. And that's me. Okay. But you know why I do that? It's because I want my guests to have the full experience.
Yeah.
I want them to feel the best they can feel. I was on this show, this, and the other. Now, I want to ask you something, because you're a professional. You're kind of like my own. I have access to my own Simon Cowell, if you will. Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about this for a second. People who do shows like this. The difference now that we're on the other side of COVID, I think people need to up their games when they're doing it like this. So not to be associated with, in the mindset of the viewer, as this is just another Zoom call. Because when this happened, when COVID came, a lot of people were baptized into the Zoom experience because they had to be. They were forced. So now when they see this was different before COVID. Now people are like, this ain't nothing but a Zoom call. I'm not trying to go on another Zoom call for the rest of my life. So can you give us some tips about when does someone know that I've done as much as I can with this at this point. Now I need to reach out and get help from someone like Top Talent.
Yeah, that's a good question.
How do they know?
Let me comment on your first point before moving on.
Sure.
There's an expression, good is good enough. I would argue that more than ever, good is no longer good enough. When I wrote my first book in 2009, I think a couple hundred books came out the whole month. And it was a best-selling book. It was a nice accomplishment. But now there's about 4 to 5,000 books coming out every day. Every day, 4 to 5,000 books are being uploaded on all these different places.
Jeez.
So same thing with shows. When people were first doing a podcast, it was a very cool thing. We've lost track. There's millions of podcasts. So the idea of, hey, to have something is better than not to have something, I could almost argue and say that's just not true. If that book cover doesn't look amazing, if that show doesn't look good, you can do almost more damage because so many other people had it. At a certain point in time, very few people had books, very few people had shows, very few people on stage. There wasn't a lot to compare you against. Just the fact you were doing it was amazing. But now there's so many people doing it, it's not impressive really that you're doing it. I mean, it's
Right.
just, you have to do it and you have to do it well. Now, I'll balance that with saying, do the best you can with the money you have to work with. Do the best you can with the talent and resources you have to work with. That's all it can be asked to you. You do the best you can and, reinvest in yourself and level up and level up and level up and level up. But don't cut and do less expecting it's going to be enough, and don't settle for good if you can do more. And to answer your question about how somebody really knows is, again, it's kind of that proof of concept. Are people watching? Are they listening? Are they referring? Are they clicking? Is there such a value that, people will pay to get on? What's the want? What are we attracting? Will people, value it so much they'll pay to advertise? What's the movement, right? What are the metrics that you could show to somebody that you're not just kind of sitting in an empty room, talking to the wall?
Good point. All golden nuggets. So let's say a person has the PR. They're
Okay.
featured in a magazine or on a show or an interview or whatever, and then they have the assets.
Mm-hmm.
But I find that a lot of people, they have the PR in hand, but then they don't know what to do with it. I include myself in that.
Good point.
So how do you help people capitalize on what they have? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us don't know. We can't think beyond what we know.
Yeah. So we have an expression in our organization, within our team when we're representing people and doing things for people. We want to mix it up and spread it out. Mix it up and spread it out. And what we mean by that is we don't want any of our clients to have 2 or 3 massive pieces of media within 24 to 72 hours because it kind of gets lost, right? So when you get a media hit, when you get featured on stage, when you get featured on a show, when you get featured because you won an award, whatever the feature is, when you get that media hit or that feature, you need to go share it places. You need to email it. You need to put it in social media, but you also need to spread it out. So you want to keep it coming. So every week, couple things a month. And here's what's going to happen. They say, man, there's Dr. Lauren. He's at the awards show. He was nominated. He won. That's so cool. Doesn't surprise me. He's a good guy. Week later, oh, look, he just put out an episode of da-da-da-da. He's got Jack or Mark or whoever. That's really cool. Week later, oh, there he is on the cover of Los Angeles Tribune magazine. Man, I got to reach out to this guy. What is this guy doing? Month later, he's in Romania. Man, the guy's in Romania now. He's got, 10, 20 people over there?
Yeah.
1 month after that, oh, he's at David Fagan's event. He's a keynote speaker. One week later. So it's just going and going.
Mouth to God's ears. Sorry.
Yeah. And then let's say something starts to run out or slow down. Go back to something that was 5-6 months ago. Reshare it and go, you know what? 6 months ago, I did this. I had no idea what it was going to turn into. I'm humbled. I'm blessed. Can't imagine what's going to come next. And we can kind of start to recycle some old things. But the point being is you're sharing them and you're recycling them. You're getting them and you're mixing it up and you're spreading it out. So like the Los Angeles Tribune, I know for a fact they would do another special on you, but we don't want to go back to them a week later because you were just in the Los Angeles Tribune.
Yeah.
Now, 3 months later, 6 months later, hey, let's see if they'll profile you. Let's see if they'll talk about this or that. I just saw something in the the Washington, D.C. Chronicle, the D.C. Chronicle looking for a list of the top international influencers 2024. I made a little mental note. Oh, here's a couple of my clients that would fit. Dr. Lauren would fit. He would be on this. Maybe we should reach out to him about that. So you get the LA Tribune, you get the DC Chronicle, you get the New York Independent, you get the Miami Chronicle. I just put somebody in the London Digest. But the point is one of those every couple of weeks to a month, one of those by themselves doesn't mean a lot. One of those every couple of weeks to a month going on a year, it's that fifth, sixth, seventh one over 3, 4, 5, 6 months over a year where they're going, damn, what is Dr. Lauren doing? Like, who is working for him? What is his secret? They're calling you up going, and they're already doing this, I know, to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But it's that repetition.
They are?
Are they?
Was somebody because I slept right through it.
Oh, okay. I thought they were. They should be. Dr. Lauren, are you the world's best kept secret? We got to change that.
I don't know. Depends on who you ask. But I do want to ask you this.
Yeah.
Because I saw a lot of your clients on this list,
yeah.
and one of mine is on there. And here's the deal. What I want to talk about now, because I want to get into your online program, Feature Me Now. I think that's really important. I think that's something you guys need to put inside of your crosshairs. So something came out a week or so ago with the top, I think, 24 women to watch. And it was the Washington Chronicle or something like, I don't want to misspeak, but my coaching client, been with me, I think 4 years, Amy Joy.
Oh, yeah.
Amy?
Yeah.
She's number 10 on there. She called me. She was like, oh my God, I don't know how this happened. And Brene Brown is on here and all this stuff. And I always talk to my clients about shifting from when something like this happens. It is a great opportunity to shift from an existence of surprise. Because when you're surprised all the time, you don't know what to do with it. When life rings your doorbell, you open, what you doing here? Right? Oh, wait, hold on. You slam the door. Let me clean up or whatever. You're not expecting them. But when you do the things from your heart, you don't have to know how it's coming, but you must know that whatever is meant to be is on its way. And when life rings the doorbell, then you open up and you go, there you are. I've been expecting you. Come right in. That sort of thing. And so that was the issue with Amy. Like now, again, back to when you have it, what do you do with it?
Yeah.
So can you tell us, how do people end up on those kinds of lists?
Yeah. So couple things. Just to be truly authentic, that list is in no particular order. So if she was at 10, that's a random number.
Okay, good to know.
Just so you know, just so that we're being authentic with that.
Did you hear that number 24?
Yeah, number 24. You're not number 24. I don't even know who you are, but you're not 24.
Right.
So that's something to think about. The other thing is when you get on those lists, I would take Canva, I would take a graphic designer, and I would make some kind of visual aid. I would take a screenshot of that. Now we do that for our people. So when people are paying us and we're representing them and things like that, we'll have our designer, take the logo that's approved and everything. And we'll make some kind of visual image. If we got a good picture of them, we'll put some pictures on there, things like that. We'll do screenshots and we'll give them to the client so that they can post them. But yeah, anything you get, you always got to take it visual. Sometimes the visual looks better on the phone, so we'll screenshot the phone. Sometimes it looks better on a laptop. We'll screenshot it on the laptop. Sometimes we'll grab a logo and a picture of the person, and create an entirely new image that keeps it all very real. Now, last question. How do you get on these lists? Well, there's a lot of reporters and journalists and papers that they love creating these lists because they get clicked on. People love to see, right?
Yeah.
So I've just been very fortunate to be in the business so long that people just come to me and they're like, David, who do you know? And I'll submit 20, 30 people. I always start with my clients, but sometimes I'll know somebody and they're not even a client. I mean, Amy's not even a client. I just knew of her. And they were looking for people, and I just submitted her in with a bunch of people because I knew she fit the requirements, and she got in. Some of my clients got in. Some of my clients didn't get in. Some of the people who I know who weren't my clients got in. Sometimes that gets me in a little bit of trouble. How did this person get in there and not me?
How come you put her in? Right.
I don't know. But that's kind of a good segue into our new Feature Me program because I have high-end clients that are doing, big deals with us, annual programs where we're continually pitching them. And because of that, I'm constantly being told by papers, journalists, reporters, hey, we're working on this list. We're doing an article on this. I need a woman entrepreneur who just moved and da-da-da-da. So what I
Wow.
started doing, Lauren, is I started taking all those things and making it kind of my own horror list, where I've just been compiling 20, 30 different opportunities. And for people who want the list, I'll send the list to them and it'll say, hey, this is free to $1,500. And I don't mean it's pay to play. I mean, you only pay me, my company, if you get the media, and you'll know exactly what it is.
Okay.
So it'll be in different categories of price points. Some are even free. It'll say if it'll show up as sponsored content. 90% of it is not sponsored content. They're just true places doing true pieces. But it'll say what the requirements are. But you can just look at the list, and because what's been happening in the past years, Lauren, is like we're just so busy. We're working with our big clients that are paying us. Of course, we're a business, right? But there's so many opportunities that just fall off the way. And yeah, there's people like Amy and people that I know that it's kind of a bummer that I don't have the time to sit there and make all those things happen. So now we just in the last couple of weeks have started sharing the list in a beta program. Tomorrow I'm giving a presentation on it. I can give you more details, but I don't want to spend too much time on it, because I don't want to monopolize the show here for this particular thing. But there is a list of really good opportunities that we just started putting. Here's USA Today. Here's CNBC. Here's the DC Chronicle.
Wow.
The New York Independent. That's a real list that's being made right now on international influencers to watch in 2024. And because of what you're doing in Romania and because you have a show, you meet all the requirements. We could totally submit you for that piece.
See, and the layman, everyday people like me don't even know about these things.
No. Yeah.
And again, what to do with them when we get them. Seriously.
Yeah, and we're all lazy. Look, these reporters, journalists, papers, whatever, they don't want to go out and Google and search, and they don't know who's real or, they don't know if it's fake. I mean, they don't know. So they'll reach out to people like me and just be like, hey, who you got? And we know what they're trying to do journalism wise, writer, because we do publicity and publishing and writing and editing, we can help the person make sure the article. I just got somebody else that did an op-ed piece for the London Digest. It's on plant medicine. And she wasn't getting a lot of press. I said, well, why don't you just write a piece on it and then we'll pitch it. And so now she wrote the whole piece and it became an op-ed piece. We have people that have written so many pieces that we've actually helped them become columnists. Angela Kay, she's got her own column now just by her writing so many pieces.
And her colorful hair. Yeah. I love her. She's just the sweetest. She did my story.
Nice.
Our story, rather, because it's us. Power of we, not me. So let me ask you this about Feature Me Now, this online program. Who's it for? How do they get started? What are the requirements? And what should be the expectation? And this is because this is new, right?
Yeah. No,
Talk about it.
So what we do is it's $2,000 annual membership to get the list.
A bargain.
And we guarantee you'll get placed within the first 30 days or we'll give you all your money back.
What's that mean? Placed?
You'll get featured in a paper, the media. You'll get featured somewhere.
Okay, so somebody's going to see you somewhere.
You're not just see you, you're going to get the Chronicle, the New York Independent, the Los Angeles Tribune, the London. You're going to get something.
Okay.
So like if you look at the list, say, David, I qualify for this. Let me see if I can get in. I qualify for this. Let me say I can get in. You want to put yourself in as many as you can, but we guarantee that you'll get at least a placement, a media hit, or we'll give you all your money back.
Nice. Now,
when you pick a placement, there could be an additional investment for us to help you get in that and advertise it and everything else. That's not to pay. This isn't a pay to play kind of thing.
Okay.
Let's say it's $3,000
mm-hmm.
and you're going to be in Los Angeles Tribune printed magazine or something like that. We're going to apply the $2,000 towards whatever it is. So you only have $1,000 left to pay.
Okay.
So the $2,000 for the annual membership, it isn't just like money we take. We apply it towards whatever you decide to do.
Okay, so that's so that you can pay the door fee, the to get
yeah.
in.
So here's what's happening. A lot of people are going out and hiring publicists or paying publicists, and not much ever happens. And they paid a bunch of money. So what we did is we created this list of a bunch of articles we know about and media opportunities we know about, and you only pay if you get in.
Okay.
To some of them. We're not guaranteeing you're going to get in all of them.
Right.
We're not guaranteeing you're going to get everything you ever pitch. We're just saying that you're going to get something. You're going to get your money's worth. We guarantee it, or we'll give you your money back.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So if you're somebody who wants media and you only have a couple $1,000s to maybe $10,000 a year to really publicize yourself, this is perfect for you because you can control your costs and you can guarantee your results. And as someone who's dealt in PR and works with all these big programs and, our big clients are 50 grand, 100 grand, and we're doing all this stuff for them. I know what people want. I know the reason why they don't do it. One, they don't have the money, or two, they're not sure how much it's going to be. And, three, they don't know if it's guaranteed. What if I spend all this money and I don't get anything?
Right. Because a lot of people smell like soot because they get burned so many times.
We removed all those concerns, and put it all on us and said, look, we're so good at this. We have so many connections, we're either going to get you in something in the first 30 days or your money back.
Do you run into that a lot where people just don't know a great deal if it were to bite them in the face because they've been burned so many times?
I have never had somebody that I offered a guarantee to get them publicity and not been able to get them some kind of publicity.
Right. But you see.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. Oh, absolutely.
I'm scared. Absolutely. I'm scared. This is,
Yeah. Some of the stuff we do is like they just want a quote, they want to quote an expert, Forbes wants a quote, somebody wants a quote. And so some of those, it's free. We won't even charge you.
Right.
It's just, we helped a reporter out. They love us. We got to keep these relationships happy. Right. We got to win for you. Maybe you'll consider us for something else. But I literally had someone get quoted and they were mad. It was just a quote. Like, well, it's just a quote.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about.
I know, but you're quoted in USA Today, so
that's not enough.
It's not enough. It's not.
Oh my goodness!
And it's free. It's free.
Oh my goodness! That's a double dip. What about this? So, as a publicist, David, when people work with, is that considered representation?
Yes. Yeah. That's exactly what we're doing. We're representing and we're managing talent. I'm scouting talent. We sign them, we manage them, we represent them. Some people are paying, 90 days at a time. Our bigger programs, they're doing 6 to 12 months at a time. It could include a book. It could include us booking them to speak. It could include the Kenya trip. There's all kinds of different programs.
Know that. I didn't know you did that.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then this new thing that we're just now starting to do is just like, get on the list. Pick out what you want. We'll get you in some of them, and you just control the cost, guarantee the results.
A la carte. Couldn't be easier. So, let me ask you this: so a person, because here is the snafu, the faux pas, the roadblock for a lot of people, if you will, is you're out seeking, because it's happened to me. You're out seeking a speakers bureau or a publicist or somebody, and you don't qualify because, well, we need you to have this in order to be considered by us, but you can't get that without representation. It's, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I think I'm liking the most about what you have. You're saying that when people come, we pretty much got something for anyone who is seriously vested into making it happen for themselves eventually.
Yeah, there's a lot of little extras that we include in the Feature Me Now program that I'm not getting into because they're not the sexiest part. But just so you know, we have a bio template. We have certain ways. We have an exercise we do where we have you list your top 15 accomplishments or achievements. There's an intake form. There's certain things that people they don't understand it's even an accomplishment or an achievement, but we help people put all these things together so that we have them ready to go, so that when that opportunity pops up, because sometimes they go really fast, And so we got to turn stuff in. So there is also ongoing training on, how do you talk about yourself? How do you pitch yourself? What kind of things do you want to have ready? There's a lot of people that kind of, oh, my one sheet. A lot of places don't really use one sheets anymore, but there are some things they do use. And, that's kind of a conversation for another day, but we help you prepare all of those things because look, we want you to be successful. And just so this makes sense to you, I'm a big believer in make sense marketing. Have everybody have it make sense. I'm kind of stuck, Lauren, in the sense that, my business really can't grow much more than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We do really well. It's a 7-figure business. It's never going to be an 8-figure business until this Feature Me Now program, because I can only help so many people. I can only do so many discovery calls. I can only write so many custom proposals. And so I've been racking my brain, Lauren, like, how do I help more people? So this Feature Me Now list is like, all right, team, we got to take all these things that we're hearing about from the media, drop them in this list, just send it out. Skip the discovery call, skip the proposal. Just let people
get them
pick
out there.
right off the menu. I want this, I want this, I want this. And my team just goes and gets a minute or doesn't get a minute, and they only pay for what they get. That's scalable. Now we can kind of get me a little bit more out of the business.
Love it. Listen, everybody, scrolling along the bottom is just one of the roads to all things top talent. You see toptagency.com, and right underneath David is another avenue, toptalentjv.com. And so both of those roads, hit them up. You'll be there waiting at the door, right?
Yeah. Okay. They can come join our joint venture conversations where, they can talk about their business, be put in breakout sessions. The next one's January 29th through the 31st. There's several places to do that. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Let me see. I think I got it. Listen, I want to thank you so much. I know you got to run. You got something coming up in a couple minutes. Of course you do. Thank you so much. And again, from the bottom of our heart, all of us, the team, because I sent one to every person that was on the Romanian team and the US team. They all have this copy, and you gave people something. And I want to thank you for this, that they may never have again. Some of them, they will be 90 years old one day, still saying, look at me, in the Los Angeles Tribune magazine. It only takes once, you guys, and we live once. So get out there, contact David Fagan and his team, and just take whatever your divine gifts are as far as you can. Let them help you find the next piece of your highest self. You won't be sorry. I know I wasn't. So David, thank you so much. Always a pleasure. Come back anytime. And if there's anything we can do to support you, and I want to talk to you down the road about possibly coming in and talking to my kids in October, if you're open, at the Power of We here in Chicago.
Yeah. Let's talk.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay.
Right. Thank you, my friend. Great show.
Thank you. You guys get out of here. I'll see you tomorrow on the front porch. As always, when we leave, I say I love you. And guess what? There's not a damn thing you can do about it. Bye-bye.